Welcome to Be Great Today, weekly inspiration to start your week. I am Jonathan Bloom, or Frasley Sparksman in World of Warcraft. Today is the day of the annual Dance Studio Showcase. I have some fun routines lined up this year, 6 dances total, not including the opening and closing numbers. A year ago, the week after the last showcase, I started Be Great Today, after being inspired while on a walk to start a podcast that could be motivational and inspirational. A positive thing to listen to every week. I have learned a lot in that 1 year. These are my reflections from the podcast studio. It really has turned into quite a studio with a mic, audio equipment, walls, and even a backdrop for Frazzlecast, my WoW podcast. But in that year, biggest lesson I've learned is to be consistent. Consistent with your audience. Consistent with yourself. Do the best you can to release the content the same day of the week. This helps you build an audience. People know when to expect your new content. This also builds accountability in yourself. I have weeks where if it wasn't for keeping myself accountable, I'd have been able to put off finishing something until way later. With creating content, there can also be writer's block. There are many times I'll stare at a Google Doc thinking,
"What do I write?"
This can lead to frustration, but sometimes it can actually lead me to some of my best shows. One show in particular, I got the idea for about 5 minutes before I wrote it. Others, like this, were planned out for months. But I find that the writer's block can lead my brain into overdrive, challenging me to take a risk on something. All creation is a risk. A risk that the content will resonate with the audience. A risk that someone will actually listen. I've had to learn to take a risk every episode. Not every episode, looking at the download stats, has been received the same way. It takes risk, though, to try. Risk is something I have to keep working on and will be a continuing adventure for me. And another part of the adventure is not quibbling over small issues. I could tweak, change, modify, sculpt every tiny bit of what I do. The upside is it might be extremely polished. The downside, though, is that it may take more time than it really should for what I do. Weekly content means faster turnaround than content I produce occasionally or when it's done. I may, have, and will make mistakes. Things won't go exactly how I hoped. Audio issues. Pronunciation issues. I need to enunciate. Even mistakes in my content for the episode. It'll happen. But the goal should be to learn from each episode. Keep the goal of the big picture in mind. Keep improving. I can't and shouldn't obsess over every tiny detail. Well, I could, but it wouldn't do me any good. All of this, the consistency, the writer's block, the risks, the big picture, all of it has an amazing benefit. I have hopefully impacted your life in some way. When you write in about how something I've said helped your life, it makes it all worth it. My goal in life is not for myself. It is for improving the lives of those around me. From a tested motivated abilities that I took last year, my greatest memories are when I performed to the edification of others, when I made someone's life better. That is why when I reflect on 1 year of this show, it gives me the greatest honor to be talking with you each week, being a part of your week. Let's be great today together. Thank you for listening to this week's Be Great Today. You can find the show at be-great.today/52. If this episode has inspired you, and you know someone who can use inspiration on their journey, please share this podcast episode with your friends. Until next week, be awesome. To many more years of talking with you.
Want more awesomeness every week? Visit weeklyawesome.com. Weekly podcasts to make your week better. Remember to smile and be awesome.